G'day Shane, nice to meet you today. Let's get stuck straight in. So a little bit going on with swing, a lot of moving parts that we spoke about, just trying to settle them down, but no more than the big slide and what I like to call Elvis legs. It's the best way to describe it. We see that right knee getting outside, so there's a big slide across this way with the lower half, which makes it fairly unstable. Then there's got to be a big slide back to the left, but then as you're sliding, you won't rotate as well, so your head's actually moving back and up, and that's looking like you're trying to sort of lift it a little bit through here. And you can see through here, just those hips aren't quite turning through. You come up into an okay finish, but even the back foot's still down a little bit because the arms have done all the work, and you've just put all your energy into sliding across that way. So we spoke about just stabilizing the pivot, trying to not slide your hips back quite as far. So if I go back here and I draw a line down through this side, start that again, draw a line down through this side, we can see everything really pushes through that line. Look at that. So what we want to do is see a reduction in the amount, and then eventually we'll just get you rotating a little bit better. So see how you've just sort of braced there and turned a little bit more, and you're not collapsing that. So right now, I'd prefer you just doing that, where you're just trying to turn your hip and not slide it so far. And then from there, as you turn through, you can see you're trying to get under the golf ball and it looks a bit weak through there. Watch this one now. Now we're just going to slide the hip, but rotate the hip and keep the handle and the arms a bit longer. Now the handle's a little bit more in front at impact, which helps on our compression of the golf ball. So then when you get the club below your left shoulder, you're in a lot straighter line through here, even though you've missed that a bit. There we go. So we've got a nice, straight, strong line down through this left side, whereas because you're leaning back a little bit and you're trying to get under it, and you've had to slide more, you can see your hips have rotated a little bit more from here. So as you get around to this side, versus, look at those hips rotating through here. Look at those arms staying nice and long. And look how much more those hips have rotated. So if I bring that out there, that looks really, really, really good. Much better pivot through the golf ball now, because you haven't had to expend all your energy in sliding back and then sliding through. Just pivoting a lot better. So that's your first port of call, whereas just building a stronger pivot on the backswing and then just turning through. So if we were to bring up another golfer here, not a bad golfer this one. So you can see how he just rotates. You see his belt buckle, how it's rotated. You might call that 30 degrees or so, similar to yours. And he hasn't slid back this way though. He's just sort of pivoted on the spot. Then on the way down, there's a weight shift to the left, handle in front. So watch this one now. Watch it start to marry up. Rotate the hips, handle in front. So a little bit higher, that's where you thinned it a little bit. And then we get you down to the low point down through here, and we get Tiger up to the low point down through here below that left shoulder, and it's starting to look more comparable. And then into finish, look at the hips and the extension, and now the hips and the extension. So yeah, moving much better, mate. I'm much happy with that. Just keep doing, watching your reflection and learning your hip motion, not slide, but rotate, all that sort of stuff. And when you hit golf balls, I suggest just half back swings, rotate the hips and then clear the hips through. We definitely saw a big improvement in your consistency and getting the ball coming out a bit straighter. And like I said, this right hand through to finish, just feel like it's covering or on top. Don't let it stay underneath, and that'll help the ball come out a bit straighter as well. But mate, hope you enjoyed that. We definitely got a great result today. Looking forward to seeing what it's like in a couple of weeks, and then progressing it into the fuller swing and then up into the big clubs. But nice to meet you. Well done, and see you next time.